Failed to go live, Mark. Try again. Oh, we're live.
No.
There we go.
Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens, your host, Joe Shue. Welcome to the Breakfast Club on this Tuesday, October the 18th. Got a great program for you today. Actually, it's part two of the divisions of Cooler Brands. If you missed part one last week, you can go to YouTube and you can get that information. This is part two, so we're going to get right into it. Joe, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. I am doing fantastic and amazing. Good morning, Shirley. I know your mic is off, but welcome. Shirley's our administrator, and I see people chiming in saying good morning. So good morning to you all. And I want to make an announcement that if you are registered for the Breakfast Club, you get a notice every week, an hour before the call, and then I think about 15 minutes before the call, just reminding you. And that's if you registered at Webinar Jam for the Breakfast Club, that automatically goes out from the system. I also send an email that is different from that. It announces today's call. I do that probably at somewhere in my time, 3 in the morning, so that people get it around 6 or 7 in the morning prior to the call, as opposed to the day before or so, sometimes the day before, but usually I do that at that time. However, I will be sending a second notice right after this call, within probably 15 minutes after the call, for a special evening session tonight, which will be marketing and branding and how to get more royalty points. And we'll be talking about that today. And so keep your eye out. You must register for that one at night. It is not the same as the Breakfast Club here at 12 noon Eastern. Entry. So you'll need to register in order to get the notices for that. And it is a one-time webinar, it will not go out every week at 9 o'clock because it's scheduled for one time tonight. But the reason we're doing this tonight, it's actually twofold or maybe fourfold. One is because people in Cooler Brands are trying to receive more earn more royalty points. A number of people, it is well over 80%, that do not understand the importance and how to get those royalty points. And I am making sure that they understand. We're probably going to do this for a couple of weeks just to make sure that everyone gets the knowledge, because a lot of people came in, Mark, with the understanding no recruiting, no selling required. And that's a good selling point. I mean, it's a tremendous selling point because most of the people don't like those two things, but they certainly want to make money. And it is our responsibility to make sure we teach them those things if they want to learn. Now, the good news is that Peter Gantner created a system whereby people who don't recruit or sell, move the product, they still can receive royalty points. And I know myself, I had a large number of people who fell into the category of no selling, no recruiting required. However, they're not understanding and they're not active, they're not paying attention to getting the royalty points based on marketing and branding. Don't know how to do it. A lot of them don't have Facebook or Twitter accounts. So they're not sure what to do. So we wanted to cover this and make sure that if you had any people, well, I shouldn't say if, there is no question in my mind that 80% of the people are not understanding how to get those royalty points. There's no question in my mind that that's a fact. I talked to somebody in corporate about this, Doug to be exact. And it is important that we get this message out there and take that 80% and reduce that number of people who don't understand and don't learn. And I think it's just important that we educate people and let them know, because everybody that I brought to the company that I influenced to be here at Cooler Brands, a number of them said, no recruiting, no selling required. Oh, that excites me, but can I get more points? And, you know, I want to make more. Yeah, you can do that. And I know they're sitting there, even though I send things out, I don't think they fully get how to get that done. So Mark, just a mic check. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joe.
Yeah. Ironically, on my platform, it tells me to start the broadcast. So I guess we better ask people over there to go ahead and type in and make sure that you're hearing me. The platform has changed, Mark, and as you know, we had trouble this morning with actually even getting in here. So Shirley, if you can just keep an eye on somebody typing in. I see people typed in there, but I don't hear them say, yep, they hear us. Good. Hey, thanks, Steve. Nice to see you there, Steve. I met Steve in person last month. All right, look, let's get an understanding. Here's what's going to happen tonight, not today, but we have been working on ways to market. When I say we, a group that we meet with Mark, Shirley, Vicky, we discuss, we create things. And I think it's important to go over marketing and exactly what is marketing. So tonight, we're going to reveal a few things. One, we have a getting started website for Cooler Brands. That's number one. Hasn't been revealed to the rest of the company. Tonight, we're going to show you. You'll be able to use this website. Whether you're in our group or not, we all obviously are in one group in Cooler Brands. So we're going to release that and show you that when a new person comes in, instead of creating a letter, I send one anyway and say, welcome to the company. I do that, but it's short and sweet, and direct them to go to the website. That website consists of a number of tabs where they can getting started, welcome to the company and getting started, and social media videos, the Breakfast Club, how to get to the Breakfast Club. It has a tab about the communication class. So it's important that every person, not just from corporate, but when you influence someone, bring them to the company, it's important that the communication starts. And much to many people's surprise, Mark, this is really when the bonding begins with your prospect. It doesn't, because now they're no longer a prospect, obviously. They're now a community member. And a prospect, I know they taught us over the years to bond with them. I don't want to bond with anybody until I find out whether we're on the same page or not. I'm not interested in schmoozing somebody just to make them come in here. I know that a lot of people have done that over the years in this industry, try to be so nice and wonderful. We have a business approach in our group. We find out whether or not that party is suited for our business. So when they are, then we put them through the getting started format and procedure, and we begin at that point to bond. That's why you introduce a new person to maybe somebody you directly work with, and then introduce them to someone else. 2 or 3 people, they should be introduced to 2 or 3 people so they feel at home. We are a community. Community people interact. I believe that personal phone call makes one feel at home. And that's what we need to do. So this website, although it gets them started, it's your responsibility to understand the getting started process. In fact, the Getting Started tab starts out with a questionnaire for all new people to answer, mostly for themselves and maybe for the person who influenced them. It asks them 4 questions. Were they more interested in, and it goes down that down the line, just crowdfunding, influencing or recruiting, branding, marketing, or selling. So there's 4 questions. Once they answer those, and that's your job, to go to them after they review this on the Getting Started website to discover maybe they just are interested in sales and don't want to do anything else. Maybe they're a salesperson, but you must identify that. And it's one of the mistakes people make early on, thinking that everybody has to do the same thing. They don't. So that gets you started there. And I think when you see the website, you'll be excited about that. Now, it's a site that I built on WordPress. So it's very plain and simple. Some people have seen it. I see Len on here. Len has seen it. We've invited his group to join us for this call. We're inviting everybody for that call. We're going to send this notice out so that people can see this stuff. The second thing that we have are emails for people that like the email system. Maybe they want to put a letter in an autoresponder. Maybe they just want to send the letter privately and have someone at maybe Zip-n-Store. Maybe they want them to look at the opportunity. But emailing is still alive. If you do it correctly, people will respond. Now, it's hard. It takes a lot of effort to get people to respond through emails. Follow-up is about if you have a phone call. But that's another way, another marketing tool that we've created is an email. A couple of different emails to get them to look at the opportunity, look at the maybe the product. Now, we've also created a postcard. The postcard is a half of a sheet of an 8.5 by 11. So let's call it 5 by 8. That is a postcard that we created for Zip-n-Store. I know that makes Len happy. But the truth is, we do need to be promoting Zip-n-Store. We're only in the first phase of Zip-n-Store. We launched through the Cooler Brands community. We pledged on Kickstarter and got this off the ground. So the start of it is fine, and it was phenomenal. But now we're at the stage where the world needs to know about this. And that brings us to the definition of marketing. Marketing is what you do to put your information in front of someone, in front of people. That's it. That's what it is. It's not sales. Sales is later. Sales is what happens after the marketing takes place. Billboards for McDonald's, talking about some of their products is not sales. It's marketing. It is to make the community aware. But it's clearly not sales. And that's what the branding and marketing is about. And let's just use the word marketing for now. Putting the information in front of people. And this is why we need to focus on the 80% of the community who are basically maybe have pledged, got a royalty point, what they're going to get. But every company, and I explained this in the second letter going to go out today, big companies have marketing departments. They also have sales departments. That ought to tell you that they're different. marketing people create the materials and get the materials out to the public. And guess what? They're paid to do that. They're not paid to sell. They don't make sales. I mean, they're part of the sale, because to get paid for anything like that, you have to be in the middle of where, let's say, where money is and where it's going. Where the money is going is in the sale of the product. The marketing people, secretaries, VPs, everybody is in the middle of that sale. Everybody gets paid from one sale. So they're part of that, and they get paid for being part of that system. However, in the home business arena, which includes Cooler Brands, all other companies other than Cooler Brands do not pay people to market. You must be part of something else. You had to move the product or recruit someone who moved the product so that you could be in the middle of the transaction. That's how you get paid, in the middle of the transaction somewhere. Make the sale, more money. Be part of it, then you make less money. If you recruited someone and they did sales, you get less than as if someone else did the sale. It's obvious. It's just common sense. No one that I know of in the history of this industry has ever made an offer to anyone, to any individual, to get paid for marketing, just telling people, putting the information out there. I don't think people understand the importance and the value of that. Because the bulk, just think of it for a minute, the bulk of the people are in the area of no recruiting, no selling required. Well, how else do they get paid? Well, yes, they can pledge and be part of that and get a point. If all you did is get 1 point 4 times a year on one product, that's fine. Over time, being involved in a number of projects, maybe a dozen of them, you certainly would make a nice little income. For those who want more royalty points, this is the first time in history that a company is going to allow you to receive the benefit, the financial benefit, the royalty, the reverse royalty for doing that, for branding and marketing. And there's a way that Doug has built in to keep track of that. So it's important that this message get out to the people who do not understand that fully. They don't understand how the royalties really work. But more importantly, they don't understand how to get more royalties, regardless of how it really works. They don't understand how they're going to get more royalties. I know that many people, if they knew how to get 4 extra royalties a month for branding and marketing, for going to a back office and posting an ad on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or Pinterest, if they did that and grabbed more royalties, it could be the difference of getting a $50 check and a $250 check 4 times a year. So it is our responsibility to teach the people what they came here for. The majority of the people are not and will not recruit or sell. But we can teach them something no one's ever taught them before: the branding, the marketing of any of these or all of these products that and inventions that people are bringing to Cooler Brands. So the tools, how do you do it? Well, yes, we can teach them to go in on a website. That is the simplest thing. That's the least you can do. The least you can do is to just go in to your back office and put ads, place the ads or posts on social media. That's one thing. The reason people don't recruit, let's ask that question. Why do you think that 80% of the people in a company are not going to recruit or not going to sell? When you get a chance, Shirley, open up your mic and let's see if you can tell me, let's see if people can tell us the reason why. And then I'm going to bring something to your attention. So we'll wait a few seconds here and see what response we get here. Why do you think people don't do that? And we'll go ahead and talk about this and give you a solution to it, which we will be talking in detail tonight. We're going to reveal these marketing tools tonight that'll be available to everyone. Yeah,
Rejection.
Yep. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, people do, there's an old saying, they try to make us believe this, and that fear of rejection. Why would one be afraid of rejection? You know why? Because it makes one feel inadequate. Let's use that word. Nobody likes that rejection thing. Makes you feel inadequate. I mean, it's just not a nice place to be, right? I don't like it. I don't like being rejected, but they've taught us in this industry, you got to get used to that. You got to step out and be willing to put yourself out there to feel stupid. Well, you know what? I don't like it. I don't want to get used to feeling stupid. And that's the word they use. I don't like that word either, but get used to rejection. Well, why would we want to get used to rejection? What if we got rid of rejection? What if we didn't get rejected? What if we were the ones who would, I see that Shelley put in, we've been raised. You're right, we have, Shelley. We certainly have, and it doesn't feel good. And we've carried that forward our whole lives. So, calling someone, especially a friend, and trying to introduce them to Kula Brands. And I know we've gone through that. I was in shock like 2 weeks ago when I finally got a hold of an older friend, not old, but old in relationship time. And, they just totally didn't get this. And I thought of all people, he would have. And basically just said, well, it's not for me. I don't see this. I don't see how you could see this. And, what is it they didn't see? I don't know. I don't like that. I mean, that's a form of rejection. I didn't like it. Now, I'm not going to follow up and try to beg them to see it either. So don't fall into that category that you got to make them understand. I think most people will know that I asked a certain question when he did that. I still didn't feel good, but I went in and actually stopped the conversation by saying, well, let me ask you a question. Who do you know that might be interested in a career change for the right money? This may not be for you, but it's obviously right for 1,700 people. So this rejection thing that we don't like. What if this happened? I'm going to explain this tonight. But what if you put out the information? Let's say that you did more than just posting on social media, because I can tell you, even posting on social media, do you think you're going to get a phone call or a message back, a post back, and some kind of response to it? Of course you are. You're going to get a response. And it's really what you're looking for, right? Isn't that why you're doing it? We get paid on gross sales in this company worldwide. So you're going to have people that you're going to absolutely market to by way of social media, and you are going to get people contact you and get back to you. Now, what if you're not equipped to talk to them because you said, I don't want to recruit or sell? You're still now, even though they've responded, that doesn't mean they're going to say yes. That doesn't mean you're not going to get rejected. So we're still in that position of talking to them and getting more, but they're not coming with us. Let's take a look at the business card. Let's take a look at the postcard that we're creating. What do you see this postcard? It'll be available to everyone. I've shown it to Doug. Len has been a big help with it, giving us the logos and things. It's for Zip & Store, but it does have other information on it. People are going to be able to look at this brochure, this postcard, and see Zip & Store. Also going to see your website to go to. It's also going to show them your referral link to Shop Kula. So people are going to, now, that's just another form. That's not the only way to do this. So these postcards are going to be able to be placed in certain places, give to people. You can even mail them to some people. You'll be able to do that. So what if you gave that to someone, or someone saw it, you hung it up in a supermarket, you hung it up in various places, you gave it to a neighbor, you distributed them on a Saturday, who knows? But somebody called you, your phone number is going to be on there. So here are people who are not equipped, afraid of rejection. I don't care if they call you or not. You're still going to get rejected at some particular point, right? That maybe they're going to call and ask you about it and say, oh, yeah, I saw it. Well, yeah, well, yeah, I guess not now. Maybe I'll, and you're trying to get the sale. But what if, remember, all you're doing is marketing. You're not the sales department. We do have departments here in Kula Brands. All companies do. They just don't focus on that in most home business companies. We need to focus on what division or department do you belong to. If you are in the category of 80% and you are going to market, you're going to put the information in front of people, that's what you do. That's your job. You put it in front of them. So they called you back because your phone number's on there. Your response to that, if you felt like you could talk about the product, the opportunity, either one, if you felt like you could learn the language to do it. But since 80% don't want to, what would they do if they call back? Here's the answer to that. Bob calls Mary back and doesn't know Mary because he has the postcard, let's say. Maybe somehow the phone number from a social media advertisement post. And Bob calls Mary, and Mary says yes. And he said, well, I'm calling because I have your brochure, I saw the post or whatever, and I really needed to talk to you about that. You know, here comes brand new Mary or inexperienced Mary who now freezes. Except the real answer is, sure, I understand, because it's always, the technique in communication is always agree right up front. Sure, not a problem. Actually, Bob, I work in the marketing department. Hold on for a second. I'm going to get you someone in our sales department who can answer all of those questions for you. Hold on for a second. Now, remember, you have to be part of a team, a community of people who help one another. And you try to get someone. You have that lined up. You should be communicating with others within your community to make sure that you have somebody that, if they need you, they're going to three-way in. And guess what? If they don't answer and you come back to Bob, Mary says, Bob, wasn't able to reach that department at the moment. We're going to get Bob for you, but let me have your number. Bob's going to give you a call back. What time is good for you? Or afternoon's good for you, Bob, or evening's usually better. We're going to get back to you with someone shortly who's going to answer all the questions for you. Now, if that doesn't get Mary off the hook, nothing will. But see, people don't understand. They think they have to tell all they know. And if we're in a company, in a industry where most of the people are afraid of rejection, why would you put them in that position to get rejected? Why not teach them how, like any other company that you call and you get someone on the phone and you ask a question, they say, hold on, let me get you to that department. See, the problem is in the thinking of it all. That's what we teach in our class. It's not about scripts. I mean, yeah, it is, but it's not just about that. It's about, and it's not about the learning of the facts. It's about the ability to think. No one in this industry that I know of teaches people that we are actually involved in various divisions when you come into the company. When you see on getting started, you decide what division you're really in. Might be in all four. But when you make the decision, I'm going to be in branding and marketing, then you need to learn the language. And if that language is clearly just, hold on for a second, let me have your number, Bob. I'm going to get somebody in that department to help you. Hold on. The fear is gone. There is no fear of rejection. Why? How could you possibly get rejected? Someone called you. You're not calling them. Those people aren't going to call people. They're going to put marketing. Now, that's our hope. Our way to change this is to get those people to market properly. Facebook, any social media site, all of them, maybe the postcards, maybe the emails. And if they don't want to be there and respond to people, that's fine. Just get them over to somebody who's available. 20% of the company. You know, if we had 2,000 people, that's 400 people we can count on to be able to handle the questions, whether it's about the opportunity or it's about the product. So I hope you get an idea as to where this needs to be. You need to understand the value of a three-way call, of another department to get in touch with, and understand the importance to get more royalty points for yourself, which is everyone's goal, is to understand and get educated on these areas and learn and train your mind to think in these situations until you get to the point where you're going to pick up the phone and go, you know what? Sure, Bob, let me help you with that. You got that brochure. I can tell you now that I actually have that product and I can tell you about it. And in fact, I can help you place the order. If you get someone comfortable to do that, or maybe they're calling because on that postcard is going to be the going to have your website there, the opt-in site where they can learn more about the company. And maybe they're calling, they saw the product and they want to help move the product, or they want to join the community. Maybe you're equipped to do it. But if you're not, you need to learn the language and you need to understand who you are when that phone call comes in. Are you the person that can handle a little bit of conversation, or do you need to pass it on to the right department, division, or the right person? So Mark, I'm going to bring you back in. Tonight we are going to show the brochures. We're going to show the emails. We're going to show you what we've developed that will, and show you and get you to the Welcome to Cooler Brands site so that you can easily learn yourself what it is to get somebody started in Cooler Brands. And you'll be able, if you understand the site, you're going to need to read it. You're going to need to see the welcome letter. It doesn't mean you can't do something personal and send, hey, Bob, welcome to the company. I want to send you over here to this welcome website and getting started. So let's take the first step. And I'll explain that tonight, what the first step is, where they should be going. We have emails going out for opportunity. We have emails for product. And we're going to need those in the future. Our royalty value is dependent upon the sale of each and every product here. And now that we are going past phase one of launching Zip & Store, launching ParkSmart for kids, launching these things is one thing. Now marketing and then sales, because ultimately marketing produces sales. So our job here is step two, phase two, is to learn to do this. We have 800 out of 1,000 people who don't know how to do this. Think about that for a minute. They're the people that are most important to us at this moment. That group is the biggest part of the company. And it will get them to understand that putting the information in front of people is all they need to do. Even if they don't want to speak to somebody, they can still do that. we can handle the other side of this. And that's what we need to understand and learn. We'll be showing this tonight and moving forward with that. So I'll bring it over to you. I don't know if there's any questions there, Shirley, but I see these mics are, your mic open, Mark?
No question.
Yep. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything. Good culo.
Did Shirley see any questions?
I see Shelly. It's been helpful to me, so helpful to me. It's like, click, I heard it. Yep.
Okay, I guess there are no questions.
I don't see any questions there, Shirley. Do you? You can open your mic, Shirley.
No
There we
question.
go. All right. Well, don't forget to get registered for tonight. In the next 15 minutes, there's an email going out. If you don't have, well, you should get it. If you're on the site here, you know, if other people want to be entered into it, you're going to send them to the link that is in this email that is coming out. It's a letter. It's not a Breakfast Club notice. It's a letter, and it'll explain a number of things we've gone over today. Tina, I have used postcards in the past. Looking forward to the call. Good, Tina. I built a $40,000 a month income on postcards. Postcards and, well, phone work that we did. I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight. But yes, you're absolutely right. They work. And when you see this postcard, the size of it, number one, like I said, it's half of a sheet, 8.5 by 11, which has pictures, zip and store. It's phenomenal looking piece. And I'm really happy to work with Bill Hilbert, who is owns a sign company and has printers that do this kind of work. So we're excited about that. Where do we register? With the email that's coming out, Shirley, there'll be a link in there to register now, and you'll see the entire link for Webinar Jam in there. The link should work though. Yes, we can share the emails with others. Yep. Yes, you mean the email going out today? Absolutely. I think the whole community should come here tonight and listen and see this. You'll get to see. I haven't seen the proof yet, the final proof. I have mock-ups of things, but hopefully by today we're going to have something to show you, almost a finished product. That's going to be pretty cool. And I think, first of all, I think this is way more important than a business card. Business card means nothing to me. I know everybody's been wanting business cards, for what reason? Maybe to say, hey, we're professional, here's my business card. It doesn't tell a story. It only has your name and this place to go to. I don't see the big deal in that. You know, the business cards will be fine, but this is one where you can move. It's colorful, first of all. It's going to grab people's attentions. And I intend to give this to business owners, business people I know. I'm going to mail some of these out. I don't know what they're going to cost because they're larger, but I don't care. Some people I'm going to mail it to. It's not always cost effective to do that, but for a handful of people, maybe 40, 50 people, I'm going to mail it out. But I'm also going to have them with me all the time to talk to people and say, I mean, how nice would it be to say, in a conversation, hey, by the way, I receive royalties from this product here. You see, this product is very new, is invented by a guy named Len Kenzie, and actually I get royalties from this. So, hey, take a look at this. And by the way, we are looking for some good people. Take the brochure or take the ad there, get in touch with me. Handing that to someone as opposed to a business card, what's that saying? Picture paints 1,000 words or something like that. It's going to say a lot, believe me. And you get used to doing that when you go out. You don't have to say a whole lot. I'm in the marketing part. I'm just passing these out. Hey, give me a call. I'll get you in touch with the sales department. Don't blab it away. Yeah, I would pass this on. I'm going to put this up on the Facebook page. So Michael, we can do the same. I'll put that up there in a little while. I'll create something for there and let everybody know. Come to the call. I'll see if I can get Doug to come to the call. But we're going to show these things tonight. and make them. And we're going to make them available to the whole company. So I'm excited about that. Will it be recorded? Tonight's call? Yeah, this will be recorded. Yep, this one's being recorded after the call. Yes, it'll be on Webinar Jam, so it's always recorded. Yep, and it's on YouTube. You can always go to YouTube. I know we get a replay button here, but if you go to YouTube and type in channel Joe Shoop or Joseph Shoop, and I'm the one on that bicycle you see there, and if you click that on, you'll see all the Breakfast Club and other trainings on there. The latest one will be first. So anyway, sorry, Mark, I had you up in the mic and then I went on answering questions.
Well, it's great for people to understand that if they understand the different divisions in Cooler Brand, in those divisions, the different divisions allows one to move money towards them. And that's one of the bottom line, to get money moving towards you, get in the way of the movement of money. And that's where the reverse royalties come in. So as you say, the more points that one accumulates and everything, when the reverse royalties are paid based on those number of points that you've accumulated, like you say, it can make the difference between $50 or $250. So, it's good information and to know and understand that you can share with other people that you share this opportunity with, and it makes it better because it's nothing else on the market like this. You can't, in multi-level marketing and affiliate marketing, a lot of people have to buy something in order to make money, and that's not the case here. It just turns multi-level marketing, affiliate marketing upside down on its head. So everybody can benefit from this, but you still need the knowledge. You still need to know how to market the product, getting your information in front of people, what the product does and how people can benefit in the number of ways in the different divisions that we have at Cooler Brand. So it will behoove you to be on the call tonight to get that information. And tools, they're tools. Everybody wants tools. They need tools. You need tools to market your business. You need tools so that that you're a professional in business. So this is just another tool that you tonight that will help you with your business, that will help you get more points. And the bottom line is that it will show you how to move money towards you when those reverse royalties will be paid. So with that being said, any comments you have, Joe?
I just encourage people to be there and take a look at this information. And I want to say one thing about one of our guys that you know well, Mark, is he works a full-time job and he has very little time to market or to work, let's say, at Cooler Brands. He gets home with the family at night after a long day and he's out at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I help him with putting his information out there. So what he does is he has a program where I don't know where the leads come from, or he belongs to something where thousands of leads go out all the time. And we get hits on the website. We don't use the company website. We use an outside source for our putting information in front of people. And there's reasons for that, which I'm going to explain tonight. But over the last 5 months, he's been getting hits. But 90% of them have been overseas. And the problem is, even though they're getting these follow-up letters for 30 or 40 days, once they opt in, they keep getting these letters. We have no way to get in touch with them except the opt-in letter, follow-up letters. That's all we can do. We can't call them. We ask them for Skype numbers and so on. But ironically, I told them to change the company that you're using. I don't care. Get different leads. Stop going, worldwide here because we're not able to talk to them. So recently now, this week, we've had 3 hits since Monday and one of them we brought in last night. It's Mark, it's the first person he's brought in 4 months. First person to Cooler Brands. And this guy that he brought in is so excited. I'm very excited to work with this guy. He's an educator. runs classes and so on, and saw this. Now, my point, here's a guy 4 months in recruiting no one, and he's not giving up. He's getting, I know how this works, and and we're not getting the right numbers and that. So I said, well, look, change this and we'll see what happens. Well, it's starting to change because we are getting people to put their phone numbers in. In the Cooler Brands website, opt-in, you don't get that. With ours, they have the opportunity. So I have 2 more people to get back to today that opted in overnight for him. And I can see now that, first of all, don't give up. Second of all, put the information in front of people. And that's what he's doing. It's not the product. He's putting the opportunity in front of them. And you're going to find the interested parties. So the bottom line is marketing. That's what he's doing. He's not involved in sales. He's not even going to talk to this guy. Probably ever. Oh, yeah, actually, I did introduce him quickly last night, but that's it. And so the point is that you've got to understand marketing here. You've got to keep putting your information in front of people. And if you don't have a consistent way to do that, chances are you'll put it in front of people for 1 or 2 times, and then those people eventually are going to join with somebody else if you don't stay in touch with them somehow. That's why we use an autoresponder. So anyway, my point is be here tonight. I'm going to go over these things, going to show you a way to accelerate your marketing and branding. And hopefully that does what marketing always does, is turns into sales, and that benefits the entire community. So with that, Shirley, thanks for always taking control of this and being in control of that. I appreciate your time doing that. And Mark is always, my favorite partner, actually. So it's always here for us. And Mark is a financial expert who understands the movement of money. And one day we'll have a long talk about that here on the Breakfast Club. The movement of money and how to understand that. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Mark. Thanks for being here, everybody. And we'll look forward to seeing you tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Look for the email, get the link out to people, get the letter out to people, and get them here so we can take a good look at getting you started and getting the 80% of those people started in your community, in your groups. So have a great day, everybody.
Hey, peace and blessings, everyone. Go out and make it a cooler day, a cooler week, and a cooler month. And we'll look to see you tonight on the call. So this is Mark Stevens for your host, Joshua, saying peace and blessings to you. Make it a great, cooler day.
Mark, I still see that it says live, but on my end it says call has ended. I don't know what to do here. Right? They've changed this. It says call has ended. Now click the phone to end the webinar. I think if I do that, I click all of us off probably, right?
Well.
It says leave the call. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl, you open up your mic, please. Yeah, it says live. It says we're live.
Yeah, that's what I think. If that's there, we're still live. For some.
It says call has ended.
Well,
it says end call. I click call. It says, "Are you sure you want to end it?" And I say yes. And now it still stays live. It actually down the bottom it says start broadcast.
Maybe it was when you said you might be on. We might be twice. Remember that?
So, what's that?
Remember it said that we might. You said we might be on twice.
Oh no, we're not on twice anymore. I hung up on that one before we started. I'm going to leave the call and see what it does and if it keeps us actually on a hangout. I don't know. They've changed this. I'm gonna do it. If we end the call, I'll just call you.
Okay.
All right, here we go.